Hello everyone, welcome to Meraki. Meraki is a generative art platform on the Polygon network. Today I'll be showing you everything we've been building over the last few months. Let's get started on the home page. The home page is basically the center of all the action happening on Meraki. As we scroll down, you'll see we have our example project here, but this page is going to be filled with all the beautiful pieces from the artists that we have lined up for Meraki. So we get down to our footer, we can see our Discord and Twitter info, and if you're an artist that wants to apply to Meraki, just click here and it'll go directly to our application form. Let's check out this example project. First thing that happens is we go directly to the Mint page. We'll see the title, we'll see the name of the artist, we'll see the start date, we'll see the price of each piece, we'll see the implementation. The implementation is very important because not only does each project get its own contract, but an implementation is a customization to that contract. So if an artist wants their pieces to be breedable, that could be an implementation. If they want them to be burnable or have the ability to be re-rolled, that could be another set of implementations. There's no limit to really what we can do, and we're going to work with the artist to add additional customizations to each of their contracts. We can see how many have been sold, the latest minted piece, the description of the project, the library, the license, and if there's a website associated with it, we can see that too. We can open this up to see all the previously minted pieces, and it has some nice pagination down here as well. So let's mint a piece. We're already connected to the Polygon testnet network, so it's not going to ask us to connect to Polygon, but if you're on any other network, it'll ask you to connect to Polygon before being able to mint. So let's mint. Let's do 3. So the first thing that happens is the project asks us to approve the token that we're going to be buying these pieces in. So we have our mock sale token here. In reality, this will be something like wrapped ether or Matic or USDC or different currencies that we're going to be adding to Meraki. So we'll click confirm here. We wait for that transaction to be completed. That's now completed, and we move over to the mint stage. And one of the reasons that we've chose Polygon is because of their low gas costs. So we expect expensive gas wars to be a thing of the past, while still being able to have a great price for each piece. So we're happy with this cost, and so we're going to confirm. And so what happens here is we wait for this transaction to be completed, which has already been done. And we wanted to provide a different experience while you wait for your mint to be rendered, because these pieces are being generated at the time of mint. And so instead of going to Etherscan or Polygon Scan in this case, we're going to take you to our transactions page. And if you really want to go to Polygon Scan, you could click here and get over there. Now what's happening here is that at the time of mint, these pieces are being generated. So we're getting all kinds of cool stuff from the blockchain, including our randomness. So that entropy that comes from Chainlink VRF, that's being applied to the artist's code as we speak. And so these pieces are being generated. So this will only take about a minute. But we thought this would be a nice experience than, just sort of staring at a UI that doesn't really give you, an introduction to the piece that you're about to create. So if you want to fast forward the video here, this should be over in just a few seconds. There we go. Okay, so we see these pieces on our example project have just been minted and they're brand new. And so this will be what the experience will be like when you go to mint your piece. So that's sort of the front-end experience for the user or the collectors. So now what we're going to show you is what the artists will see when they use the Meraki platform. So let's go ahead and log in. Let me just log out quickly so you can see the whole process. So I'm going to log in as an administrator, but this is basically what the artists will see as well. They'll have their own dashboard, and we're going to try and provide a rich experience here. So they'll be able to see sort of their open projects, how many have been minted, the revenue that they've generated, and maybe some data points here as well. We want them to really enjoy what their dashboard is going to look like. We're going to go over to projects, and since I'm an administrator, I can see all the projects, and you'll see here we have our very first artist that's going to be with us at launch, and he's just beginning the onboarding process. So we're super excited to see what he's going to put out. But we have our whole list of projects here, and artists will only be able to see their projects. And what they'll be able to see is it on testnet? We have a yes here. It's not on mainnet yet, but we see the name of the project, the artist, the launch date, which is to be determined, total supply of the project, the price, and the currency, which is currently our mock sale token. So if an artist wants to edit their project, they can click here. And this takes them to where the real magic actually happens on Meraki. So up at the top here, we have a little card that tells us, okay, this project is on testnet. So if I want to easily access the contract for that, it takes me right to the contract. Again, the artist's custom contract. So this is very important. And they can go directly to their collection page as well. We see all the details about the project. Then we get down to our code editor. So some of you may recognize this. This is VS Code Editor that we've embedded into it, into the platform. And it has all the cool stuff that comes with that. And it has all the things like being able to Control S and all the cool shortcuts that you'd come to expect from your editor, which is, you know, we hope to be a nice experience. And so over here we have our controls. And so this is just an example P5 project, which is the code that it was used on the front end that we just saw and minted with. And just as a side note, which is one of the more important things that I didn't mention earlier, is that all this code is being stored on chain. So as we minted that project, that code's already on chain, and it was minting the project based off of the code that was stored on chain. So before the artists launch their project, they can come back here and they can put their code in and save and render. And we're using our hash that we get from Chainlink VRF. And so they can view this in real time and make tweaks and edits should they need to. They can get a full screen view as well. Oh, let me just jump back in there. Sorry about that. And we have all these cool little things like if I wanted to format my script, nice little quality of life stuff. So if you paste in a big bunch of code, you don't have to go through and format. We format it for you. It runs the script checks. Oh, we want to make sure and save it. It lets us know we haven't saved it since we made that, since we formatted it. So we save that. We run our script checks. And so what Meraki has as well is an SDK. We built a custom JavaScript SDK, which we'll show you in a moment, that artists can use that standardizes the code for Meraki, but also makes their lives so much easier so they can focus on the art, which is, what they want to focus on. We can load in an empty SDK for you if you'd like and save those changes again. And you can use a constant value if you wanted that's related to your user account, or you can use random values and every single time new pieces will render on the fly. We also have our trait script here, so it makes it a lot easier for you to upload your traits all in one place. You can view the SDK docs here, which we'll show you in a moment. And then when it's all finished, since the script checks are failing, I can't submit this for review. But if everything was passed, I'd be able to submit this for review by our curation board. So if we go here to the render screen, this is another nice little implementation that we have here, because the curation board and the artists can come here and see all the renders that they've done and just check to see, do they like it? Does it need to be tweaked? We can see how different each piece is or not different, and we would suggest to the artist to make those changes. We don't want to influence the creative process at all, but we want to make sure that everybody's going to have a great experience on Meraki. So this is just an easy way for us to see each piece and the entropy seed that comes with it, so that the artist can easily access that. We have the project meta here that gives us all the details about the project. So we have the cap, the price, the token. We'll have like USDC here, Matic, wrapped ETH, and maybe some additional tokens. All the licenses, the script libraries. So we're supporting P5 and 3 currently. We'll be adding to this very, very quickly after launch. So TypeScript and all these additional libraries that we hope everybody wants to use. Is it animated or not? And this is just some administrator stuff down here. And another nice feature we have is that we have a messaging system connected to each project. And what this does is it allows the artist and us to keep everything within the ecosystem and on the platform. We don't want to be having random emails here, random Twitter messages here. We want to keep everything in the platform so it's easy to find and it makes the process much more efficient. So we want to keep the artist in the platform from application all the way to the post sale. And we hope this is a nice feature to help that. There's some administrative functions and then of course the artist information. So the artist has certain controls here as well, withdrawing payments, publishing to mainnet, and we'll go into specific details for this with the artist. But this gives you an insight into what the artist gets to do in the back end and how they do it and how they bring those scripts and their code to life. So we're just going to move quickly over to the JavaScript SDK, which we think is a really great addition to Meraki. There's a lot of excellent documentation here. And if you want to take a look, we'll leave the links below or in our Discord or on our Twitter so you can come and check it out. But the documentation is well done. We even provide a starter template to get started, and everything's run through npm. And we provide local rendering, local validation, and we include a bundler as well. So we have our random function here, and we provide tons of helper functions here to make your life as an artist really simple, and a lot of few cool things as well, like token age in seconds if you want your piece to change over time, and this comes directly from the contract. So as an artist, if this appeals to you, you can come in here and read through everything. There's a lot more to it, but we hope this is enjoyable and makes the process a lot better because it provides a single standardized way of doing a project on Meraki. So thank you so much, and we hope to see you on Meraki.